When Hinkie took over the general manager position of the 76ers, he developed a plan that would revolutionize the way an NBA team can be built. Since he took over after the 2013 season, he traded away the team's best players, refused to sign free agents, spent as little money as possible, drafted players who were injured or overseas, and hoarded picks through an unceasing series of trades. Hinkie created arguably the worst basketball team in NBA history over the next 3 years, but it was on purpose, and his primary goal was to lose. This was all in hopes of scoring top 5 picks in the NBA draft. He believed that he could rebuild his team through the draft quicker and easier than through any other available strategy. This strategy proved to work incredibly well, or incredibly terrible depending on how you look at it. The team had a record of 47 and 195 over those 3 years, but during those years the team acquired the rights to 4 picks within the top 5 of the draft, a feat that has never been accomplished before. As you can tell, the draft is vital to Sam Hinkie's overall plan. A reason Hinkie centered his plan around the draft is because, according to Jordan Brenner from ESPN, over the past 5 seasons, more than 60% of the players who made an All-NBA team were top 5 picks, and 76% came from the top 10. Hinkie is aiming for a superstar that can propel his team to the NBA Finals, and those superstars live within those top few picks. However, just because you finish with the worst record does not guarantee your team a top draft pick. This is why they call it the draft lottery. It just improves your odds significantly. For instance, in 2016, the 76ers had a 25% chance to get the number 1 overall pick. This is because they finished with the worst record. The team with the second worst record had a 19.9% chance at the same pick. Hinkie's plan clearly proved to work as its odds over the years increased until the 2016 season when the 76ers finally won that first pick. Even if you do get those top picks, the draft is always full of busts, and selecting the right player is essential. During his time in Philadelphia, Hinkie displayed his prowess when evaluating and drafting players. He chose players that had the most potential, even if it took them a few years to make it onto the court. This was especially true for Joel Embiid, who never played a game until 2 years after he was drafted. This was due to a broken navicular bone in his foot. Embiid proved to be well worth the wait, as he averaged 20.2 points per game to go along with 7.8 rebounds while only playing 25 minutes per game. Many have touted him as being a future MVP and the best center in the NBA, just after 1 season. Embiid isn't the only talented young player on the 76ers roster. They also have 2 future stars in Ben Simmons and Dario Saric. Unfortunately, Simmons was unable to play in the 2016-2017 NBA season due to a broken foot. But after being drafted first overall a year ago, the sky's the limit when it comes to his ability on the court. On the other hand, Dario Saric played his first season and is currently a candidate for Rookie of the Year. He was taken by Hinkie in the draft despite never setting foot in the United States prior. It was a risk, but based on his play, it has worked to perfection. Even when success seemed to be in the 76ers' imminent future, at the end of the 2015-2016 NBA season, Hinkie shocked the basketball world and resigned from his position. It may have been sudden, but Hinkie's resignation was well in the making. Most people were incapable of accepting Hinkie's ideas, and it was clear that executives around the league, as well as other members of the 76ers organization, were always skeptical of his ability. It's true, Hinkie does not have a basketball background as a player or coach, nor does he look like a basketball-minded guy. Many people believe Hinkie relied too much on the analytics and didn't know enough about the game. This couldn't have been further from the truth. But the organization decided to hire Jerry Colangelo as assistant GM in Hinkie's 3rd season. This massively marginalized his power. Not only were the top members of the Sixers organization not on his side, but also the league commissioner. Adam Silver was incredibly disappointed with Hinkie and the Sixers. They had the lowest ratings on television, along with the lowest attendance amount during a 3-year stretch between 2013 and 2015. A commissioner of a professional sports league can stand for a team that still acquires attention and publicity from fans. But as soon as it starts costing the league money, the whole thought process changes. Silver was publicly involved with the addition of Jerry Colangelo to the 76ers, and he clearly didn't appreciate Hinkie's strategies. He did what he thought was necessary in order to rid the league of someone who he thought was playing the system. Ultimately, this led to Hinkie almost being forced to resign, as his role in the organization was continually diminishing.